to another episode of Ride on LA with me, Ruby Lovell. Today is a very special episode that will spotlight the power and influence of celebrities to highlight and bring attention to serious health conditions and greater understanding, and thus bring about significant change to transform the lives of sufferers. Multiple sclerosis, or MS as it's known, is a disease that affects the brain and spinal cord, disrupting the signals that travel between the body and the mind, causing symptoms like extreme fatigue, mobility challenges, numbness, and chronic pain, just to name a few. It's a staggering fact that 2 million people in the United States and over 2.8 million people worldwide live with MS. Sadly, no cure has been found. My guest today, an MS sufferer herself, diagnosed in her mid-30s, decided that was not a reason to give up hope. It was a reason to act. Nancy Davis is a philanthropist, jewelry and clothing designer, and an author. She founded a charity called Race to Erase MS, dedicated to supporting patients, funding research, and bringing a community together with one goal: a future without MS. The remarkable and resilient lady behind this mission, Nancy Davis, whose work is helping thousands of families around the world with strength and support, joins me now. Hi, Nancy.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Well, wonderful to have you, and thank you for inviting us into your beautiful and spectacular home here in Beverly Hills.
Thank you.
Now, Nancy, you are a real soldier, aren't you, with the fight against MS? If I can just start from the beginning, you had a beautiful, happy, bubbly childhood where you grew up in Colorado, right. And that all changed, didn't it, in your mid-30s? Talk us through that.
I had a ski accident. About 3 weeks later, I woke up and started losing the feeling, and the 3 fingertips of my right hand. 3 days later, my whole right hand. 3 days later, the fingertips of my left hand. 3 days later, my whole hand. Then my eyesight started to go. Then my stomach started to go. And day by day, something just kept, disappearing, some sensation in me. And I called my orthopedic doctor. I had a knee brace on, so I figured my knee brace was hitting a nerve or something that was causing me to lose feeling. When I called him, he said, absolutely not, it has nothing to do with my knee brace. I thought, oh, typical doctor, blaming someone else. He goes, you need to go to a neurologist. I'm like, well, that was pretty strange. Anyway, I did go to a neurologist. And I got a pretty fast diagnosis, which most people do not, especially back then. It was very complicated to diagnose people with MS. You used to have like 6 to 8 hours of an MRI. Today, that's now 1 hour. But anyway, the next day I went back and they showed me the results, and they said I definitively had MS. And I asked him, what could I do with that? How do I get rid of it? How do I treat it? And he said, well, there's no known cause, there's no cure, there's no drugs on the market, and there probably never will be. You should just go home and go to bed. And I'm like, wow, I'm 33, I'm a young mom, I have 3 sons, they're my life, and I have so much life to live. And the idea of just go home and go to bed. At that moment, it was depressing, it was awful. I decided I would go get second opinions. I thought if I could go to enough doctors, somebody in fact would tell me I didn't have MS. So I went to some of the best centers in our country, from Harvard to Yale, to the Cleveland Clinic, to Johns Hopkins and UCLA, USC, and unfortunately everybody actually told me I did have MS. They confirmed it. Also along the way, I listened to the research that the doctors were doing, and it was pretty frustrating in the idea that every doctor was doing identical research as each other, but knew that they were the only one doing it. And when I would tell the doctor at Harvard that they're doing the same thing at Yale, he said, well, you do not know what you're talking about. I said, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm a terrified patient, and you guys are taking away my ability to live my life. I know exactly what I'm talking about. So I listened to every one of these fabulous doctors, and it came to me that I needed to start a completely different charity where we would have to have the best and the brightest to work together as a team from all these great centers around the country. So we put something together called the Center Without Walls. It was really virtual way before its time, about 32 years ago. The doctors had to communicate via a database on a monthly basis. They had to report everything, both good and bad. Bad research doesn't tend to be reported. Bad research is just as important as the good, so that other doctors, when they're developing studies, have that knowledge so they don't spend the same amount of money, time, and energy again and again to come up with the same results. So it's very important. Only about a third of really good research gets funded, so if all the doctors would communicate on everything, we would get there quicker. Miracle of all miracles, here we are today. Just got FDA approval on the 25th drug for MS. There was zero when we started. And
that's the work of the program that you started, Center Without Walls.
I mean, a lot of it, I can't take credit for all the drugs, but about 18 of those drugs we did the pilot studies for that have turned into these medications, and it's really exciting to see. We're so happy for that young person who's usually between 20 and 40 years old, and usually women more often than men. 3 times as many women as men get it, in the prime of their life, when you're just, hitting that stride in life and getting your independence or having children or whatever. All of a sudden, you're just knocked down with this big title, MS, multiple sclerosis. Why is that me? I felt very much so, and most people do. But the exciting thing today is we can offer you a lot of options. They're not perfect, but they're really great. And about 90 to 92% of the people will be able to live a normal, healthy quality of life and have their independence to be able to walk. We love that.
I'm getting some balance back, and I'm able to get back to some exercise classes.
It's such an incredibly hopeful time. And the medications that we have, they have higher efficacy, and they're really making more of an impact.
The new treatments have helped Danielle get back to dancing, along with a good diet, exercise, and stress control.
It's not a death sentence, and it took me a while to figure that out.
When you hear about a cure, it brings that hope back. If no one would have to ever experience this, it would just change the world.
Don't stop doing what you normally do. I have MS. MS doesn't have me.
I can still be who I am. MS won't stop me.
You've put together a team of the best physicians and scientists who, are working tirelessly.
Right. We have 9 of arguably the best doctors in the country, and they represent different universities. And within those universities, there's many doctors within that. And they have been with us for a very, very long time, and we're very excited. They're brilliant. They bring everything to the table. They come. We have several meetings here a year. They go to other neurology meetings, and they do communicate. And I believe it's why we are where we are today with so many options. I don't know any other disease that every year gets FDA approval on another drug. So that is nothing short of a miracle. It's very purposeful.
Now, if I could just rewind the clock a bit. The symptoms that you experienced as a young woman, they're debilitating, aren't they? That then drove you to try and, start this charity, Race to Erase MS and Center for Walls.
Right.
Without Walls.
I'm probably the luckiest person who lives with MS. I have different symptoms. I've done very well with it, and over the years some of my symptoms have in fact changed. My doctors still look at my MRI and they don't understand why am I walking. They say, well, this is daunting, and I really do not love having an MRI anymore because I don't like what they're telling me. But I'm doing well. I'm really, really lucky, and I know that I'm incredibly blessed to be doing so well. Am I fearful of what tomorrow brings? Absolutely. I don't know. Nobody knows.
Every day is different, isn't it?
Every day is different, and you worry. You get different aches and pains and different things as you get older. You have injuries, and you don't know, is that because I have that mass, or is it because I'm getting older? When I forget things, I forget people's names here and there. You kind of wonder, is that from MS, or is that because I'm getting older?
Well, these are all symptoms, aren't they?
They are.
The brain fog, the numbness,
there's a lot of
vision.
It, right? And some of the COVID symptoms that people seem to be suffering, some of those are very, prominent with people with MS too, like being forgetful, getting tired, sort of losing your stamina, losing your feeling, not being able to walk so well as the day progresses. No two people with MS have exactly the same MS, and so it's very hard to say that everyone's going to follow an exact
And it's commonly misdiagnosed, isn't it? It's a mystifying kind of disease.
It mimics other diseases, and I mean, some people will say to me, "I one of Jerry's kids." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" So muscular dystrophy. A lot of people think I must have muscular dystrophy. There's several other autoimmune diseases that mimic it, and it's really important to get the correct diagnosis. So before you start treating it and giving yourself medication that's not for the disease you have to be very smart and very careful.
Now, with the Centre Without Walls, this has just been groundbreaking for MS sufferers, hasn't it? Which you started.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a great team of doctors, and what they're doing is unprecedented. Working as a team and really genuinely caring to help us, win this race to erase MS. We want to attract the next generation of doctors who wants to be involved in MS and help us, continue to do what we're doing.
That's super. Now, for that to happen, you need the donations. You need the power injection of cash. Now,
we really desperately need to raise as much money as we can. And we need to, we have brilliant places to spend the money. It's just, sometimes it's challenging to raise money. We've done well. We've never had any government funding. It's always been private. And we've done really, really well. But I mean, it's always daunting. We've been doing this for, it'll be our 33rd race to erase MS coming up in Los Angeles.
And I wanted to talk about that.
It'll be on June 5th at the Fairmont Century Plaza Hotel. We have these amazing events that are very star-studded. We have the best of the best stars who have come for years and years and been so loyal.
And this is the big gala that is to raise funds for Centre Without Walls and to help support MS.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of celebrities involved in backing this. Tell us some of the big names that have attended the gala now in this 33rd year.
Looking around here. I mean, Tommy Hilfiger has always been involved. I'm looking, there's a picture of Mick Jagger who came one year. There's Elton John, Rod Stewart. The Osborne family, Sharon Osbourne, her son Jack has MS, and they've been very supportive of us. And the year that we honored them, they brought Elton John to sing, which was beyond amazing. Everybody remembers that night. It was the most
huge celebrity backing of this.
We've had the Eagles, we've had Don Henley and the Eagles, we've had just the most amazing people throughout the years, and I mean, it's 33 years of it, so it evolves every year, and we do something different every year. And we
tell us what you'll be doing this year for the gala.
Well, we're going to have a fashion show. We always have a fashion show. This year's L'Agence. They're a brilliant fashion brand. They keep growing in great ways, and they're so generous. They've got hearts of gold. So they'll be doing a fashion show. We always start with a huge auction. We have the most fabulous auction items, and we're always willing to get other auction items from different people.
Great way to raise money for donations.
Yeah, we always want fun, unique opportunities, trips, meals, even things following people on Instagram if you're a celebrity.
So if you're listening out there, you know what to do. Go on www.erasems.org and you can donate. You can get in contact and do your bit.
You can donate money, you can donate items, you can have conversations. You can also learn about the research that we're doing and really understand it. The day after the event, on June the 6th, we will have our Doctor Symposium, which is really amazing. Every year it's so different because everything's evolving. It's not old news, it's brand new. And
so it's all the doctors coming together to talk about what
the doctors come together and they talk about what they're doing. And it's exciting. People can come in person, and it's really hard to get a meeting with any one of these doctors, but they will all be there. And sometimes people, end up having a doctor that they find who when they're speaking, they resonate with them, and they end up having that person as their doctor, which is a great thing.
And these are MS sufferers who talk with the doctors.
Yeah, they do. And if you can't be there in person, you can sign up and do it virtually as well. And it's the following morning on June 6th at 10 a.m. And 10 a.m. that's Los Angeles time, at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so, anybody can attend it that way, or you can attend in person. But if you are an MS sufferer, you have a loved one with MS, or you are a doctor, it is pretty exciting to see what is happening. And a lot is happening at a very rapid speed.
And where can they find all that information? On the website, which I gave?
Everybody should go to erasems.org.
You heard it from Nancy.
And if you go to erasems.org, you will learn everything about what we're doing. You can make donations. You can buy different items. You can buy t-shirts, you can buy hats, you can buy all kinds of fun things. We have really great things on there.
Can people buy tickets to attend the event?
People can buy tickets. People should definitely go and buy it before they all sold out.
We can make the pain disappear.
This is an incredible event that we've had the amazing opportunity to come to for years.
I've been coming since I'm 14 years old when it was actually a race. It was a downhill race. I skied horribly and never won, but it was always fun. This year I brought my daughter. It's her first time.
Huge stars, celebrities for you celebrity lovers.
It's celebrity. We will always have like 2 entertainers entertaining. I can't say who just yet. We're still.
Well, I saw in previous years you've had some amazing artists like Robin Thicke was singing.
Yeah, we've had so many amazing people, and we're very fortunate that they do come and they donate their time and their talent and really help us get where we're getting.
Now, through these galas, you've raised a staggering 54 million or more, $60 million
about
to fund the research.
$60 million over the course of 33 years, which is a lot.
And you've achieved, as you said, FDA-approved medication that helps the lives of MS.
Right.
Some of those, can you name them for?
There's 2 drugs that come to mind that I'm really super proud of that we were part of called Ocrevus and Kesimpta. I was talking to our doctors because we were able to develop some drugs, but they were not working for as many people. They had side effects, they're making people sick. It's getting at the very inception, so it's preventing you from getting new attacks. So the 2 drugs that both do the same thing, packaged differently. Ocrevus came out first, and you have an IV infusion twice a year. And it really does that in a brilliant way.
And how does it change the life of an MS sufferer
by not having the MS attacks? If you take Kesimpta, it also kills your B cells, but it does. You take a shot, you give it to yourself once a month. And the less attacks you have, the better you will be.
And what form does that attack take?
It depends. I mean, it's not the same for everybody. My attacks, when I would get them, I'd start losing the feeling in various parts of my body. It would usually go into my eyesight, my hands became numb. I got like double vision and different things. And over time, I learned how to handle it differently and handle it better. Today, my attacks seem to be more painful. I have more pain associated with my attacks. When I was younger, they were more numbing kind of feeling where you just would lose the feeling. Most people with MS get very fatigued. They get very depressed. One of the leading causes of death with people with MS is suicide. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. But it's very important. If you have MS, to deal with the mental health aspect of it. It's so important. And not to be ashamed of it, but to understand that that goes with just having MS, or the medications that you take might also make that happen as well.
It's quite lonely, it's misdiagnosed, as you said. It's a mystifying disease, isn't it? And there's no cure. And as you said, it affects people from all ages, very young to older.
Well, I would know that it's very optimistic, and we've come a long way, and we're planning on finding a cure no matter what. I'm obsessed. We won't stop until we win this race to erase MS. There's so much to be happy and hopeful for because of where we are today compared to where we were when I was diagnosed 34 years ago. And so there's a lot evolving very quickly, and these medications are coming out, and they're helping so many people live a different quality of life.
That's fantastic. So on a day-to-day basis, how are you feeling, Nancy?
I am so lucky. I feel pretty good. I have some symptoms here and there, but I'm doing really well. Sometimes, as I said, it's hard to decipher.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, and what a remarkable story and resilient lady you are.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.